Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is the live session which where we are going to talk about some of the duas that I have shared on 30 days 30 dua series. So see this. Yes, this is related to the story of this is related to the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. See, I have shared this dua on long YouTube video as well. If you have seen ये जो दुआ है, ये जो स्टोरी है, फ़िरऔन और मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की स्टोरी है। और एंड एंड वो तवक्ल एंड ट्रस्ट इन अल्लाह, दिस इज़ द स्टोरी। सो लेट अस लिसन व्हाट वाज द स्टोरी। सो आज हम एक बहुत ही दिल छू लेने वाली स्टोरी सुनेंगे। और आई होप आपने सुना भी होगा पहले भी। और ये स्टोरी है मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ऑफ अर्ली चाइल्डहुड। तो व्हाट इज दिस स्टोरी? तो Pharaoh, who was Pharaoh? Pharaoh was a king at that time. So उस वक्त इजिप्ट यानी मिस्र में हुकूमत थी फ़िरौन की। वो अपने आप को खुदा कहता था और नौज़ुबिल्ला, और लोगों से कहता मैं तुम्हारा रब हूँ। और इतना गुरूर, इतना नाशुक्री। एक दिन उसने उसने ख्वाब देखा, बनी इसराइल के एक लड़के के हाथ से उसकी हुकूमत ख़त्म हो जाएगी। तो ये उसका एक ख्वाब था। So he was the king at that time. So he decided to kill all the baby boy who born at that particular time. So he decided to kill all the baby boys of that time. और उसी दरमियान Prophet Musa alayhi salam was born. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was born. बस उसने जुल्म का नया दौर शुरू कर दिया। हर नए पैदा होने वाले लड़के को कत्ल करने का हुक्म दिया। सोचे ज़रा कि उस टाइम का क्या हाल होगा। हर माँ अपने बच्चे को छुपाने लगी, हर माँ रोती, घबराती, दुआ करती। तो इसी दौर में द बर्थ ऑफ प्रॉफिट मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम हैपेंड, और उनकी माँ का दिल खौफ से भर गया बिकॉज़ ऑफ दिस सिचुएशन सिनेरियो। लेकिन अल्लाह ने उनके दिल में इल्हाम डाला अपने बच्चों को टोकरी में, फ्लोटिंग बास्केट में रख के रिवर में डालने का। And this is absolutely mentioned in the Quran, Surah Al-Qasas, ayat number 7. So it is mentioned. So ये इल्हाम उनकी मदर को हुआ। और सुबहान अल्लाह, इनका उनका वो तवक्ल था जब उन्होंने अपने बेटे मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम को टोकरी में डाला और अल्लाह के हवाले किया। दैट वाज द ट्रस्ट एंड दैट वाज द तवक्ल। एंड फ़िरऔन के सिपाही घर-घर तलाशी भी ले रहे थे। And as you know that the wife of Pharaoh is Asiya radhiyallahu anha. She was really pious. She was very, she was deendar actually. She was accepted. She had accepted Islam at that time. तो एक मोमिन थी। तो मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की माँ ने अपने बच्चे को छोटी सी टोकरी में रखा और उसे नाइल नदी, देयर वाज अ रिवर कॉल्ड नाइल, उनमें बहा दिया। तो और दरिया की लहरों ने उस टोकरी को उठाया और धीरे धीरे ले जाकर फिरौन के महल के पास छोड़ा। और आसिया रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हा को नज़र पड़ी तो उन्होंने, एंड शी वाज़न्ट हैविंग अ बेबी एनी, एंड फिर तो उन्होंने सोचा कि इस बच्चे को ले जाया जाए। तो सी प्रॉफिट मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम रेज्ड इन अ पैलेस ऑफ फिरौन, दिस वाज द स्टोरी। और उन्होंने बच्चे को उठाया और लेके गया पैलेस में, और उनकी पूरी ही was raised in the palace, all kind of amenities, and Firaun wasn't aware that he will someday guide him to the straight path, which is Islam, because Firaun का जो दौर था, which is very full of injustice, and he used to call I'm the God, Nauzubillah, and this was the thing he used to say. So, see, what was the story teaches us that how the story got turned in a very beautiful manner. That Pharaoh wanted to kill a baby boy, and that baby boy itself raised in his palace. So, this was the plan of uh, of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to raise Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And as you all know that tawakkul is power, and if you have tawakkul it means you have power, and tawakkul is nothing but trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan. So this is the thing, and this was the story about Musa alayhi salam. And if you know, Musa alayhi salam is called kalimullah. Kalimullah. Musa alayhi salam directly talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uh, about everything. So he was called also Kalimullah, uh, the person who can talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the only reason he was given title of Kalimullah. So no prophet got this opportunity of speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly without any angels in between. But Musa alayhi salam got this opportunity of speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this was the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and there was so many stories of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Little waqiyas is also there. So these many stories are also available. We can understand, we can listen, we can embrace our knowledge, we can increase our deen, we can increase our faith also by listening to these short instances, whatever happened in the olden days, why it has happened, what is the actual lesson behind it. So because Allah wanted to teach something, that is the only thing, and it is very wide in nature. So this was the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. This is the story. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comments, in the comments, so that I'll see to it. And if you wanted me to say something, or in shorts or long videos, I will make videos on that too. So you can give your suggestions anytime, anytime. So this was the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. I know most of the people are aware about this story, but also there is one more story is there about Red Sea. If you know, see, Red Sea, how Allah divided the Red Sea between two halves, between two half. Prophet Musa used to carry a, you can say, staff or stick. So There are most numerous stories of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. We can understand, we can take some lessons out of it, these things. And if you would like to know more about any particular prophet story or any other thing, you can mention. I will make videos on it. So this is the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And also you can imagine the Allah's plan that Asiya Razila Anha, the wife of Pharaoh was the one who is very tyrant, who is very arrogant, who is the non-acceptable king, has a wife Asiya Razila Anha who has accepted Islam at that particular time. So we can imagine the plan, big plan of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And so Iman is stronger than fear. We can say the resilience of Asiya Raziallahu anha towards Fir'aun at that particular time. The tyrant was nowhere in the city but in the house itself where she was residing. So we can clearly say that Iman is stronger than fear. If you have Iman, if you had Tawakkal, so there is no such kind of feeling of fear. So Iman is stronger than fear. From the story of Asiya Razil, I will make particular video on Asiya Razillah on her too, how she managed to continue to the straight path which is Islam, and why did she choose to be in Islam rather than going to idol worship or any other kind of worship. So see, uh, this was the story. And I know knowledge should be shared, whatever means you have, like this social media, like this YouTube, like the Instagram. So it should be shareable. People should share. Even there is a hadith particular that if you have knowledge, you should share with one another, with your brothers. And brothers means someone who is close ones to you, very close ones to you. You should share all those things. So, as I have already shared these many stories, Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam and the whale, Hazrat the prophet under the belly of fish. Who was that prophet? That prophet was Hazrat Yunus, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam under the belly of a fish, which is whale fish. The fish was very big, so somehow he went inside the belly of fish, and also he came back safely from the belly of fish. We have a particular video dedicated towards it. And as I have told you, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam and his test of sacrifice, as we all know, of his son, the test of sacrifice he did. And Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam and the test of patience while going through the uh, chronic disease he had. Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam and the dua which he recited, Masaniya Zuru wa Anta Arhamar Rahimin. If you know this dua, Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam, the chronic disease which he had at that particular time, and even the uh, wealth, health, and the happiness gone, but he did not lose hope. So it was the test of patience, test of sacrifice. We already know from Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and also Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, and his journey from prison to palace. If you know, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam is the son of Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam. Yunus alayhi salam is the father of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam. So as we all know, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam went to prison for a thing which he had not committed, and later he came back and went to the palace, and he has given a very respectable position, and everybody believed that he didn't do any wrong. He was accused of something which he has never done. So the lesson of betrayal to victory we already know from the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. Allah's timing is perfect. From the above all stories we can conclude that the timing is very much perfect. And see, these are the prophets, and these are the story of those prophets, how they undergo those things, and how they manage to recite dua and make their tawakkul, make their trust firm at that particular time, and ultimately they won in their battles. So in your life also, when you feel you are stuck somewhere, when you are in the dark, so the only light which you can expect is from your creator only, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you don't have to be very much devoted, because Allah never said that you have to dedicate your entire life towards deen and forgetting about this dunya. We are placed in this dunya to manage both, not one but manage both, because Islam never teaches you to become extremist, so that you leave all the activities of this world, you leave every kind of learning of this world, and place your firm trust upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is alhamdulillah, which is a very good habit. But ultimately you have to make a balance. Why we are kept in this dunya? Because we have to make a balance, or else we, if we have to practice only uh, Allah, then we can never expect us to be in this dunya. We, because the angels are there, and we know there are thousands of angels, millions of angels. They are day and night, they ask for the permission to worship. If you know, they ask for the permission to worship, because see, worshipping is given as a blessing, as a gift to humans, peoples, which is ashraful makhluqat. Allah mentions in the Quran, because the people, the humans are ashraful makhluqat, means they are above all creatures. They are above all creatures, which is humans. Above all creatures. The uh, all creatures created by our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, uh, so if you would like to listen to this story again, then I can tell the people who rejected the truth, the story of Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam. So what happened? How he went inside the belly of a fish, which is whale. So because every messenger came into this world to spread the awareness, to spread to whom we have to worship, to what is the purpose of our birth, and how we have to survive in this dunya. So let's just get back in time and start this beautiful story. It's a very short story. I will just summarize into a very small and will tell you. So everybody knows this, I think, that a prophet went inside the belly of a fish. But let me just summarize this story and tell you. Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam को अल्लाह ने एक कौम के पास भेजा था, ताकि वो उन्हें अल्लाह का पैगाम पहुंचा, बिकॉज एवरी प्रॉफिट इज़ अ मैसेंजर, एवरी प्रॉफिट इज़ अ मैसेंजर। तो उनकी कौम जो थी बहुत स्टबन, मीन्स ज़िद्दी, सुनते नहीं थे। और यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम ही वाज लाइक फ्रस्ट्रेटेड एंड टायर्ड, एक दिन यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम ने गुस्से में कहा, अब ये लोग नहीं बदलेंगे, मैं इन्हें छोड़कर जाता हूँ। लेकिन उन्होंने अल्लाह का हुक्म आने से पहले ही अपनी कौम को छोड़ दिया, विच इज़ नॉट ट्रू, बिकॉज़ एवरी मैसेंजर फॉलोज़ अल्लाहज़ परमिशंस, एंड अल्लाह ने उन्हें ऐसा कुछ हुक्म नहीं दिया था कि आप अपने कौम को छोड़ दें। इट वाज़ हिज़ ओन परमिशन। और यहीं से अल्लाह ने उन्हें लिए इम्तिहान का दौर शुरू किया, विच इज़ अ टेस्ट। वो समंदर की तरफ गए और एक कश्ती में सवार हुए। कश्ती मीन्स अ शिप, अ बोट यू कैन से। कुछ देर बाद समंदर में तूफान आया, लोग डरे हुए थे, कश्ती डूब गई, डूबने लगी। उन्होंने कहा, किसी ने कहा कि वज़न भारी हो गया है हमारी कश्ती का, तो किसी एक को कश्ती से बाहर निकाला जाए। वो कौन होगा? जो, क्योंकि एक अगर निकल जाएँगे तो हमारी सारी कश्ती के लोग बच जाएँगे। सो ओनली वन इंडिविजुअल शुड लीव द बोट और शिप। तो यू नो अ, और उसमें जो उन लोगों ने अ, नेम निकाला, दैट वाज़ कुर्रा। और उसमें बार-बार हज़रत यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम का नाम आया, क्योंकि अल्लाह चाहते थे कि उस बोट से हज़रत यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम ही बाहर जाएँ। क़ुर्रा मीन्स यू हैव टू मिक्स अ बंच ऑफ चिट्स विद अ नेम ऑन इट। और अगर उसमें आप एक भी चिट अगर निकालते हैं, दैट इज़ अ प्रोबेबिलिटी, एनीबॉडी कुड हैव गेट। सो इट इज़ द प्रोबेबिलिटी एंड एवरीबॉडी विल गेट इक्वल अपॉर्च्युनिटी इन दैट। इट वाज़ नॉट a choice but a decision based on this. सो उन्होंने खुद को पानी में डाल लिया और अल्लाह के हुक्म से एक बड़ी मछली वेले उन्हें निगल लिया। द मोमेंट ही वेंट इनसाइड द रिवर, सो एक बड़ी मछली विच इज़ वेल, एवरीबडी नोज इट, तो उसने निगल लिया। सोचे एक इंसान, अंधेरी रात, अंधेरा समंदर, एंड ही फेल्ट ही हैड डाइड, बट व्हेन ही ओपनड हिज आईज ही फाउंड आउट कि देयर इज समथिंग डार्क प्लेस ही हैड कम। सो व्हाट ही सेड, लेकिन he didn't complain about the situation, no anger, no hopelessness. He started saying one dua. So, in every state of situation, we should recite some dua. When we get a habit of speaking some duas, we will continue to practice the same. But if you don't have any habit of reciting dua in your hard times, you will uh, frustrate yourself, you will become hopeless, or you will complain about the situations, which will never work. So, what was the dua? Everybody knows it. This dua. So, Surah Al Anbiya, ayat number 87. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. So this was the dua which he recited, and see, this dua actually says, he said actually that मैं ही जालिमों से में से था। He himself says, मैं ही जालिमों में से था, तेरे सिवा कोई माबूद नहीं, तू पाक है, which is related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, this dua was so magical, that मछली ने यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम को किनारे पर उगल दिया। वो कमज़ोर थे लेकिन जिंदा थे, ही वॉज अलाइव। इट वॉज अल्लाह's प्लान दैट मछली ने उन्हें मतलब उन्हें किनारे पे उगल दिया। अल्लाह ने उन्हें फिर से क़ुव्वत दी और उनकी कौम के बाद उन्हें ईमान ले आई, और उनकी कौम भी बाद में ईमान ले आई। सुबहान अल्लाह, जिस कौम को छोड़कर गए थे वो ही उनकी सब्र और तौबा की वजह से हिदायत पा गई। So this was the story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, how he went inside the belly of a fish and how he came back with a very powerful dua, which I told you. So these duas are very powerful in nature. When you know how this dua came into the practice and what is the benefit of this dua, how our Prophet recited with the hope and how it actually worked as a magic. So there is nothing like magic but mojiza. We already know as a Mu'min or Muslim. Mojiza every time happens, but in at the time of Musa alayhi salam also, people used to claim that he is a magician, but he wasn't a magician. He was a prophet. and Mojuza happens in every stances of life. So this was the dua of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. I hope you people have enjoyed this session a lot. I will come generally on live, and if you wish to see more lives, you can write in the chat box. And that's it for today. We have done two duas. Prophet Musa alayhi salam, how he went inside the floating basket of a river called Nile, and Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, which is very important, very easy, and very uh, uh, learning story of we have. So this was the two duas, this was the two story. I hope see you again later in time. That's all. Thanks for watching. Alhamdulillah for the people who have listened, and Jazakallahu khair. See you in the next live session.